so excited. Well, I guess this coming week.
Hello, welcome everybody that's hanging out in the chat. This is kind of a new thing we're trying to do here, indie comics, and collect them a lot and never get to talk about them. So my guest today is Caroline Comics.
Hey y'all.
And I know JT was looking forward to this. He actually said he wanted to hear some spoilers for issue 4 of We Only Find Them When They're Dead.
I don't want to spoil it though. It's so good.
I think he'll still read it, hopefully. But just to shout out some of the people in the chat with us, we got Wesley's Comic Collection, MacB1, and JT right now. So thank you guys for hopping in. To start out, this is your first time on YouTube, right?
Yeah, this is my first time doing a live anything.
It's awesome. Professor Comics is with us
Hey,
now.
Prof.
What's going on? So it's kind of cool. You've done some videos on Instagram, showing off your weekly comics and all that. You got a guest.
My cat's just chilling in the background.
Awesome. So I guess tell everyone how you got into comics.
Comics are really new for me. I started kind of in the middle of the pandemic. My social circle has been limited to my coworkers and I, so it's been like 3 people that I hang out with every day. So we wanted to get dinner one day at her house, and she was like, hey, my husband gave me this like list of comic books. Do you want to come with me to go pick them up before I like go get dinner with you? And I was like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. Like, I've never been, I don't know what's up. And she was like, wait. You've never been to a comic book store? You're like the biggest nerd I know. And I was like, yeah, I just haven't gone to one yet. I don't know. I've never like bothered to get into comics. And she was like, okay, we're changing that right now. Let's go. So we went to the comic book store, and I went in and I picked up the Umbrella Academy trades, the first 2, because I had just finished the 2nd season. And I was like, well, I like this and I kind of know what it is, so I'll start with this and go from there. And I loved it. And I went back like within the week and I was like, I need more things to read. What can you recommend? And the clerk was just like, I have all of the indies for you. Like, what do you want? And I was just like, anything, everything, all of it. Like, give it to me. So from there, it went Saga and Why the Last Man. And then I finally picked up my first actual comic, which was We Only Find Them When They're Dead, issue number 1.
There we go.
So that's what started it all.
You jumped straight into the indies then. Never touched the DC or Marvel book off the bat.
So when I picked up the Umbrella Academies, I picked up the first of the Matt Fraction Iron Man run. Because I told him, I was like, I would take a bullet for Robert Downey Jr. Like, that man is my savior. I was bawling in the theater. I was that person. So I read that, but I was like, but the indies are fun and new, and I don't know them. And I've been reading a little bit of the Marvel, but like, I don't know. I'm just so much more into like these new universes and this whole new world that you can get into that I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it gives us that. It's every time there's a new indie series, there's a new universe to explore that we've never seen before. It's kind of cool. So other things, though, I think you do read a little bit of DC, a little bit of Marvel here and there.
Yeah, I will buy anything with Poison Ivy in it because she's my favorite. And I'm starting, a little bit of Marvel. I've been reading Spider-Woman, which I'm really, really liking. And the Captain Marvel series and Miss Marvel, I think, is great. And I'm obviously reading the current Iron Man run. There's no way I'm not going to get into that. DC is more, I kind of just buy based on the cover, and I hope I like the story.
Okay.
I haven't really fully gotten into any runs, with the exception of Harley Quinn. I did start hers, and I really like it. And I've obviously read the Harley and Ivy series. But
Yeah.
most of I keep looking over at my bookshelf, but like most of what it is all the indies.
For me, DC, I'm only reading Batman, and that's because James Tynion's writing it.
Yeah, I want to get the trades of his current run and just start reading those.
Yeah, it took me a while to realize he was writing it, so I didn't hop on till like issue 100, I think.
Okay, I got the Punchline. I love that. I think she's amazing. I really want her to like be the next Joker. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, because I mean they're setting her up to be not like her being another Harley, but like his
that was
equal.
my big fear. I was like, I don't want her to just be Joker's girlfriend, like hanging out.
Yeah. With that Punchline issue though, they set that up to not be the case, which is it's good.
I'm hoping they'll give her own standalone instead of just the one-off.
Agreed. I think so. I think they're going to have a long going with her, and then some of the new characters that Tynion's been creating, I think will be popping up more now too.
I've got fingers crossed. They keep bringing Ivy, like teasing her in. I'm just like, give her her own series, give her her own run. You'll take all my money. It'll be fine.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's what they got to do. They got to, get you excited about something and then just let that go. What's going on, Phil? Welcome in.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
And apparently I have my echo.
Apparently his name's Phil.
It actually turns on when I say echo. And because you can change it from like Alexa, Echo, computer.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, there she is. Always listening.
But anyways, so what new indie books did you pick up this week?
Okay, so I got a good amount. We Live 3. Very excited for that. This one I know nothing about. I just saw it and it kind of looked really cool.
So I almost picked up the first issue of that. One of the people at the shop was telling me it was a really good read, like a funny read.
I will try it. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I heard. So I was like, I'll try it. Worst case scenario, I just have an issue with something. Commanders in Crisis. I really like this. I really like where it's going. And I just like the art in it a lot. So I've been sticking with it.
That one's kind of lost me.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that are like, it doesn't feel like it's going to be worth the effort. And I'm like, I'm down for the payoff. I'll wait. I'll wait and then be really happy in the end.
Yeah. I think for me, it was one of those, like, if I wasn't reading so many books right now, I would really love that book. But I think
not reading Marvel and a lot of DC helps me with that.
Yes. I have too many Marvel books that make things.
I'm not reading like four Marvel series, so I can read far more.
I think he just froze up.
Very good to see what is long, so I'm picking with that. Did I freeze?
A little bit. I think you're back now, though.
I'm back.
It was a little just lagging.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not wearing a hat today.
Yeah, it's probably gonna do that. So Post Americana.
Have you read that one?
And then I also managed to get a Post Americana. I did. I think it'll be a good story. It's very world building. Obviously, it's the first book. It's big gorgeous, and I'm clearly come on, Wi-Fi.
Found that one too.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what happens with it.
I really hope
I'll play their game for a couple issues.
Well, see, that's the thing is, like, we have zero idea if they're going to go to issue 18 or if they're going to go anywhere else with this.
My local shop told me that they're going to go 17 backwards to 1 and then go to 18 afterwards.
Okay.
So I don't know if
Okay.
it's true or not. That could just be what they believe, but they were like, yeah, that's what they're doing with it. So we'll see. I haven't read it yet, so I don't know anything about it. I still have a pretty nice stack of books to get through.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
It was interesting.
and then obviously number 4. My favorite.
Yeah.
I didn't grab it, but I got all 3 covers. I just didn't grab the other 2.
Are you reading Stillwater?
I have not. I have been told
Okay.
several times to, and I am just not.
I mean, that's fair. There's too many good books out there. You just kind of have
so many.
to be selective. This is
Well,
the
you
only
can always
other.
pick up the trade too.
Yeah, this is the only other one I picked up indie wise this week.
I've seen
American
a lot of
Ronin.
people talking about that too.
It's really different from like anything else that I'm reading. I don't know. I like it. It's one of those just like it's a good story. And AWA Upshot has, they're a small company, so it's good to get something from
Did you
a
pick
company.
up Erratic?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that. That was a fun.
I was a fan. It felt a little buildy again, a lot of explanation. So I'm like, I usually give them like 3 issues, and if I'm not happy with it by then, I'll cut it off. And I'm like, all right, I'm done.
I think that one only has like 5 issues, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a short, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does well if they do like a second volume of it.
Yeah, because they had what was it, Year Zero? Ended up being two volumes now. So if it's good enough, they'll do that probably again with this.
And there's if he's a young hero, they've got plenty to explore.
Exactly. That was the one thing with it that I was hesitant on, was like once we got to the end, like the characters didn't seem like they really got a whole lot of like I couldn't figure out the girl's motivation for posting the video at the end, like because she seemed to be
I was a little like, is she trying to expose him, or is she trying to just be like, oh my god, there's a superhero?
Right.
Because it felt very like exposed, but I didn't think that like as the character's friend that would be something that she would do.
Yeah, it almost seemed like, man, our town's boring. The only thing they know about our town is that people have died here. So superhero, that's cooler. Okay, let's do that.
Here's a positive thing.
Yeah. So what did you think about this one this week?
I loved it. I am really curious as to so what's happening with the characters that are on the god.
Yeah.
Is she actually dead? I am like 90% sure she is, but I'm not 100% sure.
The god?
No. What's her name? Emily.
All their names, they're kind of
George,
blur together a little bit.
George, Jason, I don't remember the girls. That's bad.
I know who you're talking about, though. the one that got shot.
The blonde one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens with that. I don't think that George's is gonna die. I think he's gonna find a way to get out of it.
The god, I feel like the god's gonna do something.
I think the god was calling another god. That's my theory. Because it woke up and was talking.
Right.
So, what was it talking? What was it saying? Who was it talking to?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And JT, you gotta read it. You gotta read issue 4.
So good.
And then I think if at that point you say, nah, I'm done, then you've given it a full shot with that last issue. I think it's worth it.
I mean, the art is just insane for this series.
Simone DeMeo.
And it's so unique too. I started getting the Marvel the Champions Outlawed because I was like, oh, he's doing the art. Okay, sold.
Yeah,
done. It's so good.
I was gonna be reading that anyways because I read the Champions before I read Miss Marvel, and so when I saw his art was gonna be on there, I was like, sold, 100%. The one problem I think I had was this whole thing at the beginning.
Timeline?
I couldn't
It
follow
did.
that very well.
It took me like 2 read-throughs. I don't hate it, but it takes your brain like a hot minute to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. And I was like, I kept looking at the year and I'm like, all right, let me follow 2323 to 2323.
And they did that in the first issue too. Like you had to kind of keep going back
Yeah.
and see what was going on to figure out what they were talking about.
Yeah. So that was my one issue with that issue.
Mhm.
But I mean, the rest is just so good.
Perfection. Amazing. I love it.
So,
but I mean, sci-fi is like my favorite. I love it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And there's not really a lot of sci-fi comics out there, like in terms of indies.
There's like Star Wars. Everybody loves Star Wars.
I read one probably 5 years back. I forget what it was called, but there was a video game with a similar name, but they weren't connected. It's like FTL or something like that. I just don't remember what that stood for. And like that one was more sci-fi. Then we had I just lost it. It's Sea of Stars.
Yeah, Sea of Stars I think that's gonna be good. I picked up the first issue. I think the second one comes out next week too.
Well, it's on.
I think it's next week.
Issue 7?
Oh, I was thinking Sea of Sorrows. Never mind, not Sea of Stars.
Oh, Sea of Sorrows. Yes. I think issue 2 is next week. That's been good too. Yes,
this is great. I'm all about mermaids, and I like actual mermaids, like the way they're supposed to be, like murderous, evil, sharp teeth mermaids.
Yeah.
Seven
and
Secrets.
I like how
we
got the tease for the mermaids.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, JT, I absolutely love this one. I think though it's ongoing, but I think it's also somewhat limited. I just don't remember.
I think it's just gonna be there's only a handful more series. Or issues in the series. I don't think it's going past 10 if it goes that far at all.
And I mean,
they're getting really close to the end.
When the series starts and Casper, who's narrating it, says that he's dead. While he's narrating, I mean, there's gonna be an end to that.
And he's like, and soon, by the way. It's not like I die in 20 years. It's like, hey, I die real quick.
Right. So yeah, but so I think it'll be a really good, fast series that's got enough for a kind of a good world that they could go somewhere else.
I could really see it getting like adapted into a TV show that does a lot more expansion on like the teams that are like their generation and the generation that's got like the old lady.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. That was what I was trying to say earlier. Faster than light. Thank you, Professor. There's some comments. So I think I don't know if Phil was trying to say We Live is sci-fi. I mean, kind of, yeah, it is. Or if he was going with just what do we think about We Live?
I'm super big fan of it. I like that they just offed a main character, just straight into it. I was like, yeah. I'm about this. Give me a little early Game of Thrones. I'm okay with that.
Not quite Red Wedding level though.
No.
I mean, if they did that Red Wedding level killing, I think the whole cast would have been killed off.
Yeah.
But we do have
that would probably be a little murdering children.
Yeah. Well, have you read issue 3 yet?
Yeah. Wait, no, We Live not yet.
Okay.
No.
That won't spoil
that. That is on my list.
It's good.
Just hang out.
Origin also is sci-fi. Yeah.
Yeah. It's I'm not as into it as I wanted to be, but it's only 6 issues, so I am gonna give it a full run.
Yeah. I like the world. I'm not as sold on the characters.
Mm-hmm. I would like some more backstory on the world, and I think we're obviously gonna get it. I just am impatient for it.
Yeah. So you read issue 2 last week?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or last month.
Yeah, so let's see what else people were talking about in here. Some people were talking about Expanse.
Yes, I just bought that comic. I read it this morning because I was determined to read it before I started the new series. The new series, it is so
you've
good.
watched the series on Amazon then?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I really just wanted some. I went on the internet and I went through all the streaming services minus Disney Plus because I refused to give them my money until they put some Marvel content on there. Refuse. The Mandalorian has almost gotten me several. I know. I've managed to not spoil it. The internet has not ruined it for me yet. Shockingly.
What you should do is like pay for it for a month, binge The Mandalorian, cancel it, and then resubscribe when we start getting the Marvel stuff.
I still have to give them money for a month, and I don't want to do that until they give me Marvel. I'm bitter.
They're holding Black Widow hostage on us.
I really wanted them to be like, Christmas, here you go, have at it, but no.
Like,
that's why we can't have.
And we were getting that with Wonder Woman with was that HBO Max it's coming to, and then Disney's like, nah, we're gonna wait until April.
We've been a whole year plus at this point without a new Marvel movie, without a new show, without anything.
But we're supposed to get what, like 4 things this year?
Like a good half dozen things within the first few months, so we're fine.
Yeah.
But I'm still bitter about it.
Oh man.
I'll always be bitter about it.
You guys are late to the Something's Killing the Children party.
Yeah, I didn't even start it till issue 10.
Did you get this one though?
Yeah, I just got sent one by someone because they had an issue 6 that I was getting from them, and my one that I ordered online came damaged. It had like a sharp ass bend right there. But this one's beautiful and perfect.
When I saw it first go on like pre-order, I pre-ordered it from like, you good?
Yeah, a book fell and I was like, oh my god, no. We're fine. I need to stop putting them on.
I pre-ordered it from like 2 different websites. I was like, just in case, like someone's gonna send a damaged one, and then my shop also got it. So I was like, okay, from these 3 sources, something's gonna be in perfect condition.
Well, and so I emailed them. I was like, hey, it showed up damaged, and they were like, we're sold out. We'll refund you. Sorry. Yeah. And I was like, I get it, but also I'm sad.
Yeah. I got on this pretty early. So this was a store cover for issue 2 by what's his first name? It doesn't tell me. Schmalke, that was the last name. So I've been loving that series. I originally missed issue number 1. So I bought I bought the Jenny Frison cover online, I think like early on. And then now I've gone back and paid the price for issue number 1, cover A.
Oh, I can't get there yet. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I can't get there yet. But I've got a good number. Like I have 1 5th print. I have 2. My local still had an issue of 2, but it was like it's dinged up and below cover price because it's so dinged up. And they were like, we're really not trying to sell it, but we know you like it, so we'll let you have it, basically. So I got 2. I have the FOCs on 2 and 3, and then I have 7 through current. So like there's a few I'm missing. 6 through current. I don't have 4. I don't have 5. I don't have regular 3. I don't have a nice regular 2. But I'm getting there. And I haven't really balled out for any of them.
Yeah, no, that's the way to do it. Find it. I mean, there's still going to be a lot of them out there that are decent priced if you look in the right spot. It's just a matter of finding who doesn't know what they have to be able to get it.
Well, yeah, and I'm totally okay with the fact that like I'm not going to own a first print issue 1 for a very long time. Those are very expensive right now.
Yeah, that was my splurge for the probably couple month period. I was like, all right, done. just wanted to have it. And it was a CBCS signed by James Tynion. And so
yeah, that's a nice splurge. That's a worth it splurge.
Well, and it was cheaper because it was the CBCS verified signatures versus the like witness signature, which I'm okay with because the way they do it now is you get the yellow label regardless.
Yeah, and a verified signature is a verified signature. Why does it matter if they saw it or not? If it's real, it's real.
Right, and like I like that they have that that whole service within their company that can verify all of that. We had a question from Tapia's family if we were reading Red Mother.
I read the first issue. It was okay. I read the first issue.
I picked up the first issue. Never read it, and then several more issues came out, and I was like, it's too late to try to do this now.
I thought it was going to be spookier than it was, and maybe it is. I just never got past the first issue. It's like, meh, it is what it is. New Mutants, not yet. I've not watched it yet.
I haven't either. So there's a running joke that I show off like tons and tons of books. So there we go.
I brought a stack.
There we go.
I was like, you want to see my indies? I have indies. So I brought.
Jay knows what's going on there. Oh, hold on.
Obviously, I read Inkblot because I have my own. She's not an Inkblot. She's pretty mostly white, but I've got one. It is.
Here we go.
The most fun. Oh yeah, yours is remarked because you fancy.
Yeah, they were like, "Hey, we're doing this on eBay," and I feel like I got it for a pretty good price. The other person that was bidding on it, because they shared my picture when I posted that I got it, they saw that and they actually messaged me and they're like, "I fell asleep," and so I missed continuing bidding. So I was like, "Oh." So
good for you though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. Like, I don't know how you cannot like that series unless you really hate cats, I guess.
And I don't have a cat right now, but I've had cats like my whole life. So, and my last cat that I had was a black cat.
I have a black and white. He's mostly black and then like white on his chest, but we love cats in my family.
Yeah. It was kind of like a tuxedo cat.
He's chilling in the back.
Yeah.
He's got a little kitten stash.
Louis the 13th says beautiful.
Thank you.
Cat.
Her name is Mango. She is 10 years old and she is like 6 pounds. She's very tiny. She's totally normal. She's not unhealthy. She's just real small. She's perfect. She's the perfect little mango.
Perfect color to be mango too.
Yep. I don't know why I picked that name. I just saw it and I was like, this is your name now. It is what you're going to be for the rest of your life. I hope you like it.
Right. So I know you're talking about this one earlier because we got the next one coming out next week.
I'm so excited. I don't even care what the issue is about. I'm just so excited.
And it's like they could go so many places with that. Like, I mean, we've gotten a taste of some, like in that first issue, we got a taste of like moon landing. We got a taste of the flat Earth. I feel like there was a couple other things just throwing in there briefly.
The lizard people. They mentioned the lizard people, and I'm like, I need it.
I think we need a whole issue on the lizard people. I
say it every time. It's my favorite conspiracy theory. I love that people believe it. I think it's great. I think it's just, you do you, man, if that's what you believe.
Right. That last issue, though, that was just like very powerful and a little too real and dark. But I
kind of hope that they stick with it. Like, I don't want them to tame it down a lot. Because I think that's what'll make it really, really good is if they like go for it. Like a 9/11 one would be dark, but not unexpected for the universe.
I don't yeah, I don't think they won't go there. I think they really
Like
will.
they kind of have to go there. But yeah, I'm very excited for that to come out on Wednesday.
So that will be issue 4 with that one.
Mhm.
Hey.
Yeah, I love this series. I think someone said it's coming back in a few months. I saw
Yes,
going
so
around the internet.
May. I think in the last issue it says it on the last, like, the back page. But yeah, so it from I think I posted something like early on, and the artist Michael Dialinis commented, and because I was like, oh, I'm sad it's going to be like 5 issues, and he said, well, that's just the first volume. There's going to be 3 of them. So
it's going to be 5 each.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. So
I love it. I like the world that they've built for that.
Oh yeah, it's like
great.
a perfect fantasy world. Talks, it addresses some real world issues in there too, with like the prejudice against them.
It's not like super subtle. Like it's very like appropriate and on the surface.
Right. So I think, again, it's James Tynion. He's hitting like the conspiracy theory, real world issues, and Department of Truth. He's tackling like prejudice over here. We've got Something's Killing the Children, where it's just, I guess, children killing.
Which is bad, which they acknowledge is bad.
Yeah, but he's just kind of, he's not afraid to go to a dark place or go and address a real issue, but still tell an amazing story.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think that it's very like reflective of what's going on, which is why a lot of people are reaching for it.
Yeah. Hello, MacB.
Hello.
He's been with us the whole time. I'm not sure. Maybe if the video stopped for him or something. I don't know.
Hopefully not.
I still show that we're live, so.
Yeah.
Crossover.
Crossover. Did I grab one? I didn't grab one. I do have a.
Ooh.
I have the secret variant.
JT, we're gonna get there. Or at least I will. I don't know.
I have that. I don't know if I brought it over. I don't think I brought that one over either. I was not super sold on I Walk with Monsters. I don't know. I don't know where they're going with it.
I can see them going somewhere. Well, we'll come back to that since we brought up crossover first. I picked this one up. One, because it's Trad Moore, who did he did the art in Silver Surfer Black, which is like that crazy weird art, and this is like a normal, it's normal cover.
I have the first 2 of that.
And then what's her name? The comic book girl. She's on the cover of this one.
Oh, it's Ellipses. Literally, the dot. Her name is Ellipses.
No, the girl from the comic world. The little girl.
I do not remember. For some reason, my brain is like, is it Ruby? I don't think that's right.
I don't remember what her name is. I don't know. But either way, that's why I like that cover, because she's on that right there. Yeah,
I like it. I know a lot of people had issues with just where it's going, and they felt it was too world buildy, but I'm like, you kind of gotta do it with what you're doing.
I think Donnie
establish parameters.
Yeah, I think he's trying to be very ambitious in the world, and it's gonna take a couple issues, which he said issue 3 is supposed to be huge.
Yeah, supposedly there's another secret variant coming out too. I haven't seen any confirmation or denial of that though, so we'll see.
That wouldn't surprise me. He's like, every book he's written recently has had a secret variant.
Having one.
King in Black.
It's kind of like, I guess, the thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
Wolverine just had one too.
Yeah. And that was this week, right? That came out? Okay.
Yeah, it's the one with his hood off. And my shop didn't have it, but I don't read Wolverine, so I was like, whatever.
Yeah, same. I don't read it, but looked
3
cool.
and 6 are gonna be big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's like
I believe it.
posted multiple times like comic shops, you need to buy a lot of 3 and 6. It's weird that he's not promoting 4 and 5 in there. So he's like, hey, if you guys order light on those, don't order light on these.
Yeah, if you don't have a lot of people reading it, there's going to be a lot of speckers buying it.
Right. And I think
Basically.
that with what we saw in issue 2, I think there actually is going to be a real crossover. Like, we aren't just going to get these like hands or silhouettes. Like,
no, there's going to be real characters.
Yeah, and it might just be Image properties or his own properties.
I was wondering if it's going to be a lot of the properties that like he's written for too.
Yeah, I
like
mean,
the
he
Marvel
is.
Ones.
See, that I'm not sure, but I'm hoping that he gets those permissions to do that. But
maybe
I
we'll
know
see
he's
Thor in there.
Thor and Venom and Null. Oh,
I would be surprised if they let him use Null right now. Although it would be. We back? We're back.
well, there we go. You there?
Yay! I wouldn't be surprised if they let him use Null as like marketing for King in Black. It's like, hey, crossover's happening. Hey, here's Null. Hey, here's our series. Here's King in Black.
That would be really cool. Yeah.
And I mean, their marketing is this huge, massive thing. So
yeah,
I would hope.
I mean, honestly, that'd be cool if Spawn popped up. I'm not even a big Spawn person. I'd be like,
I just had someone like actually tell me what Spawn is, and I was like, oh, that actually sounds really interesting. I just had no idea.
I mean, it is, yeah, and it's essentially Todd McFarlane, after creating Venom, created another symbiotic character. So he's got his whole world now that he's built up with Spawn, and 313, 12 issues in now. It's like, hey,
I don't even know.
He's been doing that whole
It's
thing.
Going to be a chore to get into. I will eventually get into it, but it's going to be a chore.
Yeah,
it's going to be like a month of reading.
Yeah, I mean, that's this for me.
Yeah. So I have 1 through 4 right now.
Nice.
I'm on 3. I haven't started 4 yet, but it was on sale on Black Friday, so I was like, well, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna read it.
Exactly. Hey, Roger.
I love it. I think it's amazing. So the reason I got Why the Last Man was because I liked the writing in this so much.
Yeah. I read volume 1 like, I don't know, 4 years ago maybe. I never picked up the rest, but I loved it. Like, I was like, I love this. I want to read the rest, and then I just never went and picked up volume 2. So my store was having like a 10% off Black Friday. So I was like, well, let's get this the cheapest way possible in all in one. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, and Why the Last Man's being made into, I think it's Amazon.
I think so. I think you're right.
I know that they're turning it into something because it just got announced on all of like the artists and the writers and everyone just like put it up like, hey, this is happening 10 years later.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually my shop was hoping that instead of that Solid Blood, that it was just going to be a surprise release of Saga issue 55.
The dream. He said soon it's coming back.
Yeah. They all love Saga there, so they're just like, when are we gonna get this? I mean,
it's great. Saga deserves all the love.
Wes says it's gonna be on
Hulu. Okay, not on Amazon. I knew it was one of the internet services. I mean, they're all
It's
internet services now.
they're all everywhere. Yeah, there's no non-internet services. So this is what JT was talking about. I Walk with Monsters. I really liked it. I think there's a lot of things they have to answer and build up more.
Mm-hmm. And that was my main issue with it. But I'm going to give it 3 issues and see where we go.
Yeah, I mean, I think the art's really cool. Like that got me.
Yeah, that was my favorite page in the whole series or book.
And
series.
then that got me like, okay. And then this had me sold. This guy.
The guy. Who is he? That scene felt very Department of Truth to me.
Agreed. And I think because I've been reading that, I'm just like, sold.
That's why you liked
it. I like the concept to start though, and so that was what did it for me. I went all in on it. My shop went all in on it also.
I feel like vaguely bad about it because I'm like, I'm not that hype about it, and so many people are.
Yeah, you got to read what you like.
Maybe it'll change.
That's it though. It's just find the ones that you like and read those.
Oh yeah, I mean, so I read Necromorphous.
Okay.
Not a lot of people read it. Not a lot of people know what it is. I am all in on this.
That Vault?
It is Behemoth.
Behemoth. Okay.
Everybody go read it. It's black and white. It's so it's a Brazilian artist and a Brazilian writer. The artist is the writer. It's this one guy. It's the main thing is so this guy can touch dead people and he can become them. When he's himself, he cannot feel any emotion, so he only feels like happiness and joy and like pain and sadness when he's being other people. And in the second issue, he fucks with Shakespeare's bones. So it's pretty cool.
I mean, that sounds fun.
The thing you're not supposed to do according to his gravestone.
Oops. I mean,
that's why you gotta do it,
right?
I gotta impress a girl. I'm all in for it. I think it's great, but nobody knows what it is.
Yeah, and I don't know if my shop even gets Behemoth, like any of their books.
I've been having to online. I've been having to get them online. One of my shops got the first issue, and like not enough people bought it, so they didn't keep getting it.
Yeah,
and I was like, that's fine. There's a couple of Instagram pages that do like weekly issues, so I get it from them. Basically anything that my store didn't get that I ran out of.
Yeah. Have you
been reading I've never read Power Rangers either, but I sent it to you because I thought it was a cool cover and I thought you would appreciate it. It was like, he knows good stuff, but I don't read it, and I was like, I feel bad having this because I'm not going to do anything with it.
Now JT gets to read it.
Yes.
It's promising to read it soon.
Tony, you need to read it. I think it's really good. Even if you don't trust me anymore, I think it's really good.
Wait. So why does he not trust you?
Oh, because I recommend every indie series. I'm like, they're great. Oh. They're great. They're great. And he's like, everything is great, apparently. It is.
I mean, I think my comic tastes are too broad because I tend to want to read everything. But there's some that I don't like. There's
things that I just don't read.
What was that one that came out? It was I think it was an Aftershock book that came out like last week or the week before. It was like the one where it was like the comedian who wasn't really good, and then he's like supposed to die.
Yeah, I got the first one. I'm not gonna keep with it. I'm not even sticking to 3 with that.
I didn't like it. Yeah, I was just like
There's another one that's coming out. I don't really know what it is, but it's called Haha. It's about clowns, and I'm like, I'm terrified of clowns. I don't want to do that.
From my understanding, it's like Ice Cream Man, but about clowns.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't.
Malcolm Dead.
I'm terrified of that.
Yeah, I'm not good.
I do vaguely want the Trump cover, but that's it. I would not get it for the content.
The Ronald McDonald cover looked pretty cool too.
It made me so uncomfortable though. Again, I
But
don't.
it was it was a cool creepy, you know.
Yeah, it was definitely like a I don't know, makes you retrospective on your childhood a little bit. Hanging out with a Ronald McDonald statue all the time at McDonald's.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh yeah, I had this in the pile too, but we already talked about Stillwater.
I'm just gonna read the trades for that at some point.
It's worth it.
Oh yeah.
You know, I heard this was supposed to be good. Oh, yeah. Is that the quarantine mix?
Yeah, it's the regular one though. It's not fancy and foily.
Oh.
I have so many issues of Ice Cream Man. I was like, just pick one.
I picked up the local comic shop day one. What was that? Green Eggs and Ham cover?
I'm a big fan of that too because it has all the other covers in it.
Oh.
So like when you open it up, it's got, I don't know, I don't want to get it out.
Yeah.
But you open it and it's got like all of the covers. There's 2 in the front and then I think like 2 in the back.
Gotcha.
So it's really cool.
I hadn't been reading Ice Cream Man, but I really wanted that cover for the Dr. Seuss cover. But then I opened it up and I'm like, wait, this issue actually is about this Dr. Seuss book. And so I this whole time I thought they were just homaging Dr. Seuss for like the hell of it.
It's actual. It's creepy bedtime stories.
Yeah. And so now I'm like, this makes more sense.
I had a really good time with it. I will not watch it, and I am actually really sad that I'm so afraid of Bounds because I love Skarsgård. I think he's so talented, and I was so excited when he got the part, but I was like, I will never watch this movie. The only reason I want to watch it is because I think he's super talented and like kids gonna go places. But
I haven't seen it either. I'm not the biggest. So this is funny. Like my comic reading habits of picking up like a ton of horror like series right now is just like not the same as my movie watching. Like I
have watched like I want to say 3 scary movies in my entire life. I have seen The Blair Witch Project. I've seen it's a movie about aliens and J.K. Simmons is in it, and that's all I remember. I don't know what it's called. And I've seen Babadook, and that's it.
Okay.
Babadook is great, by the way, if anybody is curious. It's actually a really good movie.
I've seen The Conjuring, which was not actually scary. It was like nobody died. I was just like,
really?
Oh, sorry. Maybe a dog died, which is just kind of sad.
That's not okay.
And then a bunch of birds died. And then
that also happens in the space movie. There's like crows that just descend on this one house. I don't know what it was called, and it was really weird.
Prometheus. I thought that was like a scary sci-fi kind of movie. The Conjuring was just jumps, and even the jumps weren't even like that great. The only reason I saw it was like my friends were all like, let's go see this, and I was like, okay.
I grew up with an older brother who would
lost you. But while we wait for her to reconnect, JT, you were asking about Sam and the Talking Gun. I heard some good things about it. I didn't look for it. I really haven't been up on the Scout comics. I think that was from Scout, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't been as able to keep up with all of their books because they also have been putting out a lot of good books, and I just never got it started picking up their books. But I think from what I've heard, Sam and the Talking Gun's been good. So I'd say try to find it online somewhere. See if you can get it for a good price. Let's see what else we got. Prometheus is in the Alien universe. Okay, that's why I was thinking that. What was it? I'm going to
See me now.
There we go. You are
Perks
back.
of having everyone in my family at home during a pandemic. Everyone's on the Wi-Fi at the same time.
Oh,
So
no. Yeah.
awesome.
I hear a little bit of an echo. Maybe it's gone now, though. No, I think we're good.
Cool.
We're good.
I have not watched any of the John Wick movies. Sorry, I saw someone commenting about it. Yes, Dark Skies. That's what it is. That's what it's called. There you go, Professor.
Where is it?
It's called Dark Skies.
Say that. Okay. I missed the comment.
There's aliens and there's J.K. Simmons, and that's what my brain remembered.
Man. Dogs dying always makes a there he is.
Yeah. I really want to watch the John Wick movies. They're just not free anywhere yet. So, like, I haven't watched them.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay Amazon for them.
Definitely, there's no point in buying it. Eventually, they'll end up on some sort of streaming platform. And
and if they keep making them, they're going to have to be cheaper at some point. Because they're going to be like, watch the movies.
So what about this?
I don't read Firepower. I actually have no idea what it is.
Okay. So it's a Robert Kirkman book. And it's someone described it as a mix between Avatar, The Last Airbender, and
doesn't even matter. I'm sold after that description.
I guess if only like firebending was part of this world.
Is it? Is everyone powered or just like random people?
It's like a skill acquired through like mastering some like different kung fu kind of stuff, and like so he trains in this temple for years and years, and then like suddenly he can do the like firepower thing and shoot fireballs and.
Okay. How many issues is it so far?
We are at, I think, issue 5 or 6.
Oh, okay. I could probably find them.
And I mean, I think there's a little bit of I think there's a little bit of that in there too. Training at a temple, suddenly you can make your fist glow.
Is it bad that the Netflix show kind of ruined that whole character for me? I'm not the most excited about it.
I didn't hate it as much as other people, the show, but I think that was because I liked the world that like Netflix was building.
Oh, I think The Punisher and Daredevil were great.
Oh,
Jessica Jones, I was in it for the villain. I wasn't. Not the biggest fan of that actress. Yeah, I was like, I'm not super sold on Jessica Jones, but I like David Tennant, so I'll watch it for him.
I think Kristen Ritter played Jessica Jones well, though.
Yeah, I think it's more the character I don't like. I was just like,
Yeah. Though the character does have more growth, I feel like, than gets displayed on Netflix. Like, I think she stops being like someone who doesn't give a shit at all, which is totally what they show on Netflix. Like,
yeah. Well, and like
comics,
maybe
she has a
more
kid.
Time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, her and Luke Cage are married and have a kid. Spoilers, like probably 10-year-old spoilers, but
I mean, not spoilers when it's been out for that long. Somehow that doesn't surprise me at all, but in the show it wouldn't have made sense.
It's not a bad.
Iron Fist. Okay. I am reading Strange Academy. I really like Strange Academy. I'm having a ton of fun with that series.
I love it. Somewhere.
Like all of mine are over there.
That's my Strange Academies. So I've got a couple books up there.
I slept on it a little bit, so I got like the later printings of the first issue, but I like it. I'm a fan of it.
when I moved to New Orleans, so it's set in New Orleans. The shop that I go to now had like a New Orleans comics display kind of thing, and there were a couple of them sitting there. So I think I ended up getting 2 of my issue 1 copies from them, and then they had the 1 in 25 on the shelf still. Nice. And so this was in July. So I got it for, like,
I think a lot of people really slept on it until like issue 3.
Yeah. Issue 2 had been out. Issue 3 was about to come out, and then that was when like the hype just took off.
The Kaylee cover. That's what sold me. The fairy cover Kaylee. I was like, this looks interesting.
Kaylee Moonpetal?
Mm-hmm.
Or Shaylee?
Shaylee, not Kaylee. I think it is Shaylee. It's something Lee.
I was more confident on the Moonpetal part. Yeah, so I've been collecting those covers too because I love Arthur Adams. His artwork's really good.
Amazing. I don't have the first issue 1 of Emily. Not gonna happen.
I got lucky that another shop had that when I moved here. Like I hit up all the shops in town when I first moved here because I was like, let me see what's around.
Mm-hmm.
Really trying to pick out what was going to be my LCS. So I went to.
Yeah, I did that with mine. Where I live,
4 shops?
There's like 6 shops all within like a 20-minute circle of me.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna hit them all up, see what I like, see what I don't like, go from there.
Yeah. And one of the ones I decided not to stay with had the character spotlight for like $20. And I was like, at that time that was expensive for that cover.
Fair. Yeah, fair.
But I'm glad I picked it up now because like now
I'm not getting that. That's not it's not gonna happen.
It's crazy. All the speculation on that is
I absolutely could see it being turned into a TV show, though.
Oh yeah.
Especially because like you don't really need to have Benedict Cumberbatch doing a lot. Like only having him in a few times would be really easy because he's such a big profile celebrity that I know they're not going to want. Like if he was more involved, it wouldn't happen because they've got his movies.
You get him at the beginning. You get someone to play Zelma, and then she runs everything, and then you get
you don't necessarily need to have like magic in the movie. Although, give me more Anna Taylor-Joy, please. Give me more of her. I haven't seen it yet, but I know she's perfect in it.
Yeah. And then I mean, we already have Scarlet Witch too, Elizabeth Olsen.
And she's obviously down to do streaming, so like, bring her in a little bit. But most of the characters, like the teachers, I think are pretty new to the universe, at least. The MCU. Yeah,
I mean, Dr. Voodoo is supposed to be coming to the MCU. Like, there's been like substantiated rumors and stuff for that.
I'm okay with that.
So like now we got another teacher in there. I mean, I'd love to see Man-Thing come into the MCU. Like, just bring in that whole like. I think he's the funniest to be a teacher. Like,
what you gonna teach? What you gonna do?
I mean, he's doing herbology essentially. Like,
yeah, I did relate everything to Harry Potter with this series so far. I'm like, how does it fit?
And that's why everyone thinks it's gonna become like a MCU thing. It's Harry Potter, but in the MCU.
I think it would be a really fun Disney Plus series. I really hope that they develop it. They may wait. I hope they wait till we get a few like volumes of it, but I think it'd be fun.
Absolutely.
And even something like post this class, they could do like class 2, season 2, whatever. I don't know what you would call them.
Oh my God, they could just pump out new characters for Strange Academy. I mean, they have a lot of. If you like look in the background, there's a lot of characters back there. So they. Could
it's always a whole school.
Right.
Especially like when she does all the third eye scenes, it's always in like a big populated place. So like there's tons of tertiary characters they haven't even brought up yet.
Exactly.
They're not all good. Yeah. There's one that's like 90% DC and like maybe a few other things. I'm like,
Professor,
I got all my 3 Joker variants from there.
Professor's got to get his own shop started up in his town, because I think he said
Yeah,
there's
man.
one 15 minutes away.
15 and 45. Well,
Yeah.
and so where I live in Hampton Roads, Virginia. I live technically in Chesapeake, but it's basically Hampton Roads is these 7 cities that when you mash them together, they're like the size of Philly.
Oh,
So like,
okay.
it's a ton of little towns that are
Yeah.
all really the size of one town because it's a big military community where I live.
Gotcha. Yeah, so that makes sense that there's that many.
So like, there's a ton because there's a lot of people here.
Yeah, I'm in New Orleans, so there's like 4 shops in New Orleans, and technically one of them has a second location, but it's like a weekend only, like discounted comics and stuff.
Huh. Interesting. Just back issues.
Yeah. So I'll go there and get like $2 comics a lot. That's the perfect name for the shop. Get that going.
Just get a side hustle going while you teach.
Exactly. But then, like, if you go a little bit outside of New Orleans, there's a couple more shops, but I just haven't really been to most of them.
Yeah, there's a couple that are 45 minutes away across the like I have to go across the bridge into other places, and maybe one long weekend or something. I
went across Lake Pontchartrain to, I don't even remember what the city is anymore, but there's a shop over there. That's where I got. I don't know which way I'm pointing. That one.
I know. I'm so bad at that too.
Spider-Gwen bust. And like a ton. Actually, one of the next series I was gonna talk about, the Autumnal.
I have not read that. A lot of people have told me to read that. I have not. I feel bad that I don't read it.
I missed it at my shop.
I like it.
I missed it at my shop, and I was like, well, that's it. I won't do it. I won't add another series.
My shop has it. It's one of those, like, I know I'm gonna be into it when I get into it, and I just I don't want to spend the money for another series.
It's like Evil Leafs, kind of. We still really don't know.
I was told issue 3 is where it starts getting like spooky.
Yeah. So it's like issue 1 and 2. You're like, why do they have to rake the leaves? Why can't the kids jump into piles of leaves? Why do they have all of these rules in place in this town? Like, what? And then issue 3, it gets creepy.
I will probably pick up the trade, or I will just wait till there's like 10 issues out and then just buy them all.
JT. Takes an hour to get from Houston to Houston.
Yeah. So my local shop that I get all my pulls at is 6 minutes away from the hospital I work at. It's like two left turns down the road. So it's great. I speed my way over there after work every Wednesday.
Yeah.
And that's the shop that has the 1 cover per person limit too. So you can buy cover A, B, C, but you can only get 1 of each because they're like, no specs. We don't do the specs here. We just want people to read the books.
That's good. If you pre-ordered with them, they let you, like, if you're like, I really want 2 covers of this, can you, like, you put it in, like...
It depends. They know me, and they know me pretty well, so I've managed to get a couple doubles, and they're like, I'm not selling them. Like, they're for me, because eventually I want to get one graded, or, like, I want to read one and have just a really nice one, and they're like, that's cool. I sent JT a couple of books from that comic shop, and I managed to get another copy of a Something is Killing the Children book, and they're like, what are you doing? And I was like, sending it to someone for Christmas, and they're like, that's fine, we know you're not lying.
Yeah, that's good. Like, my shop will put one per person limits on like books that they know are about to be hot, like Daredevil 25. When it came out, it was 1 per person. They didn't even have any after that came out. They just sold out so fast of that. But it's really nice because, like, the secret variants, they sell all their secret variants at cover price because they limit it so someone can't come in and buy all the copies and then just sit and sell them on eBay. So, like, that's why I've managed to find the ones I have is because they're like, 1, you get 1. Yeah. And
So like it's
yeah,
nice in that regard. And like usually I can find variants because nobody's gonna go in and buy all 10 of the 1 in 10s.
exactly. My shop's pretty good also. Like if I'm like, I really want this cover, they'll be like, it'll be in your box. Whether it's like 1 in 10 or 1 in 25, or for King in Black, I wanted the secret variant because I was trying to.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, honestly, I like the Thing a little bit more than the Hulk, and so I was like, that's cool that he's on the cover instead. And so I was like, hey, can I get that? And cover price in my box, like no questions. They're just like, yeah, it's yours. But like
I love it when you get to know your local clerks and they do it like that. One of my shops, he will pull a couple of issues back that he knows is going to be hot. So like he pulled a couple Daredevils and he just holds them behind the counter and he like waits for people to ask for them. So like I go in every week and I'm like, hey, everywhere's sold out. You got it? And he's like, yeah, I already pulled it aside for you. Like, here you go.
Yeah. I love when they're able to anticipate what you want, like the Solid Blood. I immediately went in and I went to pick one up off the shelf and they had them for like $10. And then I get my pool and there's one sitting in there for cover price.
Nice.
And I was like, you guys knew what I wanted. And they were like, yeah, of course we do. But I think they also, because it was interesting, like the rules of how people got, like how the shops got Solid Blood was, I think, linked to like they had to have ordered the last issue of Invincible. And I think you froze. And maybe back? You with me?
We're back. I think so.
There we go. I hear you now.
See you.
Oh.
No, am I?
Almost.
You.
JT, your shop's gotta step up their game. I've always seen like shops, or felt like that the shops that aren't treating their customers well end up losing those customers and end up going out of business because people stop buying from them. So hopefully they learn to care and learn to not let things, someone come in and buy 20 copies of a hot book. And I think her internet went out. Might be back.
I might be back.
There we go.
Hooray.
All right. So yeah, the Solid Blood
Wi-Fi. Gotta love
it. Solid Blood, I think I'd heard from one place, was tied to the fact that you'd ordered the last issue of Invincible. And then my shop said that they got it and it was the same. They were told they were getting the same number of issues.
The last
yeah, so if your shop had ordered the last issue of Invincible, which was like how long ago? Like a couple of years, right?
At least 20, I want to say. Like it's been a while.
Invincible's been a while. It
wouldn't surprise me because the shop that I pull at only got like a couple of copies, and then the other shop where the guy like pulls them back behind the counter had like so many, and he's been doing this for 50 years. So like, that wouldn't surprise me.
But then, so they said it was tied to that, but then the number they got was the same number of Firepower issues that they got, like their last order of Firepower, which is a Robert Kirkman book.
Maybe they just based it off Kirkman orders in general.
It could be. So it was like all Kirkman like related books influenced you getting this book at your shop.
Yeah. Like, if
Pretty
you tend to
crazy.
order, you would get a lot. Were they just sent? They weren't ordered, they were just sent?
They weren't ordered. I think they showed up on their invoice, but they weren't charged, I don't think, either.
Interesting.
So it was more of a like, these
way
are
for the shop
here.
to make money.
Yeah. It sounds like they've been trying to do things to support shops. And so sending them a book for free lets them, be able to make a little bit of money. And,
Well, and I know a lot of stores too were marking it up to at least like $10. I think mine was it's somewhere. I don't know. I think mine was like $8. It's in one of these piles that I've created now.
Yeah, I mean, eBay probably I thought they were going for like $20 or something. Like,
yeah, I've seen like the minimum is 15 on eBay.
Yeah, so I mean, $8-10, that was kind of a good price probably that the shop
I'm
felt.
always happy. None of my shops like really, really mark up anything crazy. Like the shop that does mark up their secret variants only marks it to 10. He's like, I mean, it is what it is. People are going to buy them regardless.
Right. Someone's gonna want it.
So,
and it is not.
He's
It's
like,
not like a cover B or something.
Yeah, and he's like, I feel like a dick if I'm like, here, $30 for this, because it's, it's basically the same cover of A, just slightly different.
Right, and sometimes they are kind of like a 1 in 10 ratio too. So $10.
I heard that about King in Black, that the secret was essentially like a 1 in 10 is what the math worked out to be.
Yeah. So I mean that's kind of a fair price. Usually they mark their 1 in 10s around $10. Like, it's pretty good. This was the last individual issue that I was gonna.
Yes, Giga. I have. So I actually have. I didn't pull it because it's in a special spot, but I have a signed issue by the artist of Giga.
Nice.
Which, I think it's going places. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So I loved the issue.
I might have bought that 100 copy issue that they put up the other day. That was my Christmas present to myself, kind of. That cover looks so cool, though.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I do have a few more books.
But this homage to Shogun Warriors was pretty cool.
Yeah, I got all the. Actually, I don't know if I picked up cover A for Giga, but I know I have that one, and then I have the one I just picked up.
Wasn't the one you picked up? Is that A? Or is that B?
I thought it was B.
Hey, let me.
I don't remember now. I'm going to check it.
No, there's like a.
I think A is the one of them sitting in the hand. This is C. It's 31.
Gotcha. So it's the one that's.
I think the Shogun was B.
The blue background and they're like sitting.
Yeah, it's like the tree or the hand. Like,
yeah. Because that's what they did then on the second print.
The foil and the second print, and it's nighttime.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. I haven't bothered to pick it up yet, but my shop has plenty of those left.
I kind of like that Falt's doing those foil covers for the second prints.
Mm-hmm.
Like I kind of do, and then I'm like, this is the 90s again with all the shiny covers and like, ooh,
yeah. They're definitely trying to bring it back because they're doing so many.
Yeah. I had one other series. It's not a single issue.
Oh, I
haven't read this.
Once in Future. I'm not caught up on it. My shop has 1 through 3, so I'm only so far, but I've been picking up because I liked it so much, like 10 through 13 or 14, whatever just came out.
Yeah, I started. I just picked this up this week on Black Friday when everything was like 10% off. I went and picked up every issue that they had, which surprisingly was like everything except for issue 3 and 4.
Yeah, my shop has a lot of back issues, so I've just been slowly picking them up.
So I was like, well, I can't read it till I have 3 or 4, so why not just get the trade and then I can read the other issues that I have now.
That's what I did for Something is Killing the Children. I was like, I'm not going to find 1 through 5 for a while. I'm going to just get the trade and read it.
Yeah, and then like 6 on is a little bit easier to grab at least some copy of, whether it's second print or first print.
Yeah. So
what's JT saying?
I also picked up.
Oh man.
I was not as hype as I wanted to. I actually waited till this week to pick this up. I think it's going. I think it's going places.
I
think it's
wasn't sure what to think of it. Like, and I was like, you know what? Like, I like the concept. I'll pick it up. I loved it.
I didn't know anything about it. I'd only seen the artwork and like people talking about it, and I was like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just a hype train thing. And my local shop, they actually put it in my box for my list, and I didn't buy it. And they were like, really? And I was like, I don't know. I'll give it a week and see how I feel about it. And I was like, okay, let's get it.
For me, it was like, did you see that movie Monster House? Like an animated movie?
Yes. Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of a little bit.
It does have Monster House vibes.
It's like a punk version of Monster House.
Yes. Yeah. With teenagers.
Yeah.
Well, are they teenagers?
I think so. They're maybe
teenagers, young adults.
Something like that. I didn't grab that. It's somewhere over. I just finally bagged my books from last week.
Yeah. Got a hefty stack going of like just back issues I haven't read yet.
Yeah. I think well, I'm caught up on reading except like, all of this.
Oh, I'm not even remotely caught up on everything.
and this. And then some books that I was trying to read too, but comics kind of took over.
Yeah, I haven't actually read a physical book. I'm trying to read Dune. I keep saying I'm going to read it before the movie comes out, and it keeps getting pushed back, and then I keep not reading it because it keeps getting pushed back.
I bought Dune with the intention of reading it, and it's sitting by my bed and not touched.
Yeah, I've made it through about 100 pages, and it's not that I dislike it. It's a lot like trying to read Game of Thrones. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. And, like, you got to keep flipping back and reading the index and, like, going, like, okay, wait, name. Here's a new name. Have I known you? Do I not know you? What's going on? Oh, God.
Did you pick up the comic at all? The Dune House
Dune comic? I have not. One of my friends is picking it up, though, because he's the one who told me to read it. And so I keep telling him every time there's a new Dune. I'm like, hey, new Dune comic this week. Go get it.
I picked up issue 1 and I'm like, hopefully I don't have to really know what happened in Dune. I was so lost.
Yeah, I knew. I was like, I'm not going to know what's going on. So this is just purely for you and your enjoyment. Like, have at it. I might borrow them in 5 years when I actually get to it.
Yeah, I was just like, nope, I'm going to stop this. I got a cool cover on it. And so it's kind of the consolation.
Yeah, the cover is, it all looks really cool. I'm excited for the movie. I keep telling myself I'm gonna read the book.
I've got a over 1,000 page book that I'm telling myself I'm gonna read. It's do you know Brandon Sanderson?
Mm-hmm.
He's a fantasy author. He finished the Wheel of Time series.
I have heard of that.
Okay.
Isn't that what's getting developed at Amazon?
It is. It is. Yeah. So Robert Jordan started that, but had written all of these extensive notes on how it was supposed to end. And then he died. And his wife and daughter, I think.
I hope George R.R. Martin has done that.
Probably not.
No, because why would he do that?
He's like, well, the TV show ended it. Whatever. I'm done.
God, I want everything the TV show did to be non-canonical at this point.
I thought he said he was going to have a different end.
I think he said some stuff's going to be different. I think Bran is still going to end up on the Iron Throne, but I think a lot of other stuff, he's like, I'm not doing that. There's Lady Stoneheart in the series, and that's not in the show, so.
Right. The different characters that don't end up in the show can have a whole different outcome there.
I'm still mad that everyone made it out of the last season. I wanted mass murder of the main characters, not of like the whole universe.
The whole world.
Like,
the White Walkers
I thought
won.
we were gonna get like maybe one Stark left, and they're like, they're all alive. It's like that is vastly different to what happened in the first 4 seasons.
All the ones that made it to that last season survived it.
And they did not deserve to make it. Not all of them. Not in that universe.
Who did you want to see dead?
I thought Arya was gonna die, but I wanted Sansa. Because I never liked her.
I mean, I didn't like how much of a dick Bran was. Like kind of like, I know what's going on, but I'm not going to do anything. I wanted him to do more with the I am the Raven. Like, what was the whole point of him being
really wanted that? Yeah. Like, we never got more of the Children of the Forest. Like, we didn't really get a lot of why him being that was important and necessary and like all of these things.
All right, JT wants to know our top picks.
Oh God. Something is Killing the Children, Ice Cream Man, We Only Find Them When They're Dead. Those are my top 3.
I'm gonna go Something's Killing the Children, Department of Truth, Between We Only Find Them When They're Dead, and I don't think I've seen enough of I Walk with Monsters, so I'm gonna go with We Only Find Them When They're Dead.
We Only Find Them When They're Dead forever. Forever in the top.
I love the thing with Boom Studios, like all their titles are just like, and then it leads to cool things like this, and the Something's Killing the Children like splash page. When I read issue 1 and I saw that splash page where it's like Something is Killing the Children, I was like,
the title pages in both series are just like always really, really cool looking.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any more series that you're reading right now?
I do. So this one just ended, but Spy Island I thought was really good. I thought it was a fun read. So there's like these advertisements in there about like, because it's set in the Bermuda Triangle, and they're like, mermaids are real, monsters are real, all of this stuff. I will say the last issue did feel a little rushed. I would have liked 4 to be 4 and 5 instead of just 4. But it's a fun read. It's definitely just like, it's a light, easy, like good time. It's nothing super amazing, but I had fun reading it.
I kept thinking about picking it up, and then
Scumbag. Everybody should be reading Scumbag.
I keep going back and forth. I'm like, do I want to continue Scumbag? Mainly because the number of books that I'm reading.
I fought with it for a while, and I really liked issue 2, so I was like, I'm gonna at least stick with it for the first volume.
Yeah, each issue I'm like, and then something happens, and I'm like, okay, you got me for another issue.
Yeah. I like the whole, like, the people from the future. I'm curious as to if they're just going to have to keep coming back to, like, fix his shit.
They just got to keep promising him things, and like,
just give him another suitcase full of drugs when he runs out of the first one.
Oh my God. I want to see what happens. Like, they need like a crazy, like, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but like while he's tripping on something, like we need like his view of like what he's seeing, and like I wanted to call it
I'm hoping we get some sort of like acid trip, LSD, some panels going on.
Absolutely. What's going on, man?
That would be great. What up? All right, and then my last one, yay, is obviously
yeah.
I finally read it. This is my first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles book, but I finally picked up a reader and I finally read it, and I actually really enjoyed it.
So do you think that is actually Michelangelo at the end?
I have no idea. I don't know if in the universe all of the turtles are supposed to necessarily look like each other to other people or not. So I would assume that if they're all like actual like distinctive people to other people in the world, then like yeah, totally, she should be able to recognize her friend. But if they're all like essentially like twins, like you all look the same, then like maybe not.
Yeah, I didn't think that there was anything off. I thought it seemed like it was Michelangelo, but the whole like internet was like, is it really? There's this comma here that would make it seem like it, it's not.
Well, and people are like really stuck on the black mask too, and I'm like, well, if he's not part of the team anymore and he's like in mourning for like his family, like it would make sense. Like he's kind of a rogue agent now. He's the last.
Exactly. Like I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna keep reading it because I'm not. I don't read the Turtles usually, but I really wanted to know who the last Ronin was, so I picked it up for that reason. So I don't know. I might
not because I have to get special bags and boards for it, and I still haven't done it yet.
Yeah. No, I mine's sitting. I can see it in a box right now. Just kind of have the lid off, so I can see the top of it.
Just hanging out.
Yeah.
Being oh so gentle with it.
Yeah, mine actually, I think the one I picked up from the shop actually had like, I think the bottom corner has like a slice in it. Oh. Like maybe when they were opening the box or something.
Is it a first issue or?
It's the first issue, like the first print.
That sucks.
But I picked it up just to like read and know who it was, and that was it.
Fair.
So kind of, I guess it's better, someone else who's trying to like collect it and hold it forever and like CGC it and get a 9.8 and all that. I'm glad they didn't get the book.
Yeah.
Because they would be very upset.
I'm surprised your store sold that.
I didn't notice it when I picked it up, so they probably didn't even notice it when they put it on the shelf. They're usually really good. Like if something comes in damaged, it's not going on the shelf, or if it does, it's like a reduced price or something. Like I don't think anybody knew that had that.
No, that's fair. At least they didn't intentionally do it.
Yeah. I got to read the story, and now it's...
Well, and it's always like I don't know if I'm going to keep up with it physically, but I might just like get digital copies and read it on my tablet.
Yeah.
Because I do like the story. It's just not the most conveniently sized book.
Yeah. No, it's not. Not at all. I don't know why they did that. Like, come on, IDW. Just...
To be unique.
You already have your normal books that are normal size.
I have a shtick.
Just give us the normal stuff. Don't...
Or make it like actual magazine size.
So is it different from magazine size?
Yeah, I think it's slightly different. Like it fits in them, but I think it's a little skinnier.
You're right.
So it's not like quite a tight fit. Like there's enough space for it to like wiggle that it could possibly get damaged.
There's no way to get it right. But I've heard you have to like, if you're submitting it to like CGC or CBCS, you have to like submit it as a magazine.
Probably, because if you tried to submit it as a comic, I mean, it wouldn't fit.
No.
But then that also lends to like, okay, you get it slabbed, and then the slab isn't the right size, so it can move inside the slab and get damaged.
That's true too.
Yeah. The $8.99 price point is painful.
That's the other reason I'm like, do I want to read? How many?
And then there's going to be a trade
5
anyway.
Issues?
Like
4 issues? It's a mini, right?
I think it is just supposed to be a miniseries.
Maybe 6 issues, like a normal story arc. Yeah, so that's like $45, and I don't normally read Turtles, so
yeah,
kind of
doesn't say in it.
Kind of killed it.
But you can always collect every single cover.
All 65, 70 of them or something.
If you want to spend $9 minimum, Christ.
It's insane. Well, and then all of those, it's like the trade's probably $15. The Virgin cover's like $40.
The first issue is going for like $30 now, just regular first printing.
Yeah.
That's a lot. they really went all out.
That got driven by the whole like, they didn't print enough, but there were over 100,000 copies printed.
Just different covers.
I mean,
And
yeah.
every store needed an exclusive and a version of the exclusive because, you know, we're bougie.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of really cool covers, but did we need 70 for, like, why didn't you spread them out? Like, come on, you can't.
Well, I'm curious as to if all of the issues are going to get that many. I mean, not that many covers, but like, are they going to do like 10 variants for every issue that's going on? Like,
I think if a store is like, hey, we want to do a cover with this artist, I think they'll do it. So I think that just the stores were all hyped up about issue 1.
That's fair. And I mean, a lot of people do really like Turtles.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Though I think this like way outsold the like ongoing Turtles run.
Oh, significantly.
So it's like,
because then there were people like me who are like, what is this? This seems interesting.
I mean, that was me too. I'm just like the people who are like, oh man, it's Turtles. I really got to read this. Like, why aren't you reading the ongoing Turtles series too?
Yeah. Well, and I know there's the whole, isn't there the Jenica series going on too?
Yeah, there's a 6-issue, 5-issue series for her.
I don't know anything about it other than it's a female turtle who used to be a human? ?
I don't even know. I think she has a yellow band.
Yes, she does have a yellow bandana or eye thing, whatever they call it.
That's all I know. She had. This is like a second volume for her, right?
I think so. Well, I know she's appeared in the like standalone series, so I think she finally got her own series.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know enough about the Turtles to like IDW in general. I don't have like a whole lot from them.
Yeah, same.
But I didn't pick it up. It's somewhere over here. Scarlet Hood.
I am debating going and getting those. I've heard good things about it. We know nothing about Turtles. We don't. We really don't.
We don't.
This is the Turtles speculation show where we just guess.
I think the Turtles might be green.
They're teenage and they're mutant and they might be ninjas.
Well, are they teenaged anymore?
That's also the other thing is like, it still says teenage mutant up top, and I'm like, I feel like this dude's in like his 40s.
This is old man Ninja Turtle.
Like, dude has lived a life, and turtles live long lives.
He's seen some things.
So, like, how old is this dude?
But Scarlet Hood's been good. It's another creepy horror kind of, a little bit of mystery in there too. But it's 4 issues, so I'm like, I got issue 1. I liked it enough. I was like, let's see what happens.
Is it a miniseries, or are they going to be going for a while, you think?
It's a miniseries. It's 4 issues total. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's not much of an investment.
That's how I was with Atlantis Wasn't Built for Tourists. I don't know if you've seen that one. It's a lizard people comic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. So it's this lizard dude fights vampires. It's 4 issues. It was fun. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't the greatest thing in the world. It has lizard person, so I bought it.
There we go.
It's 4 issues. It wasn't a bad time.
Now we really need to have lizard people in Department of Truth.
I need it to happen. It has to happen. Listen, enough people could believe. Apparently, it's really big in the UK. Like, it's a really big conspiracy theory over there. So, like, people think like Parliament. Mm-hmm. Because the guy who like started it is from the UK. Oh yeah, I listened to Dax Shepard's podcast, The Armchair Expert, and he brought on someone who is an expert in conspiracy theories, and they do a podcast a month, and they did the lizard people. It was a great day at work listening to that.
Oh man, I'm trying to see. I'm looking on previews to find the description for next week's issue.
People genuinely think the Queen and the royal family are lizard people. So the theory is that this alien race of 6-foot tall lizard people has come to visit Earth, and they they are shapeshifters, so they made themselves look like people, and then they had relations with human beings, but only the important bloodlines, so like the kings and queens of like ancient times. So people think that the queen is part lizard.
So Dr.
And like her family
kind of addresses this
a
little bit now that I'm thinking about this.
It's pop culture loves it. I love it. I think it's hysterical.
They live. Oh my god.
I mean,
they are amongst us.
So long. She's just an old lizard lady.
She's just gotta unzip the lizard, the old lady suit, and slither away as a lizard.
Cold-blooded.
That's how the monarchy ends. She just zips out of her Queen Elizabeth suit and
get one little like and then runs away.
It'll just blow everybody's mind.
And that's how 2020 ends, everyone.
Oh my god. That would be the best season finale for a year ever.
All of the aliens watching our weird shit would just laugh.
Oh my god. So this week's Department of Truth description says, how can a journalist ethically report on a story that they know can't possibly be true? As packages with proof of impossible stories keep arriving on one reporter's doorstep sent by a mysterious entity known only as Q, one reporter must find the answer themselves. So
we're getting QAnon.
We are getting QAnon, apparently. No lizard people. Come on, James.
Subtle.
Come on, James. Give us
I'm going to write him a strongly worded email.
Is there a letters page? I don't remember.
Oh my god. There isn't, but could you imagine if they started?
Oh my god. The amount of probably hate mail and stuff of people that just find out about the series.
Well, I mean, after the whole Satan baby eating thing,
I mean, I picked up
shit had to happen.
I picked up 2 of that cover because
I can't find it anywhere for reasonable prices anymore.
Oh no.
I wanted it so bad, but I was like, I don't want it for $50.
The hype will probably settle once because everyone's speculating, it's going to be a TV show.
It is.
Yeah. So once they forget about that though, and they're start focusing on the Disney and Star Wars stuff again.
Oh yeah. When it starts filming and everybody forgets about it.
Hey Nola, what's going on? Yeah, there isn't anything at the back about, man.
It would be a fun thing if they started doing it though, for sure.
Right? Or people writing in their conspiracies or something. Should totally do that.
I'm really curious as to how they pick what theory they're gonna do.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the one that they just did with the whole, I don't want to spoil it, but I think the one that they just did was really apropos and really good. So I'm like, what are we gonna get next?
Yeah. And now reading that description for this week's coming issue, oof, that's gonna be good. What was funny was people were calling the baby eating cover that one of the other YouTubers, Bronze and Modern Gods, he called it the QAnon cover. So now we're literally
the pizza ring, yeah.
Yeah. So now we're literally getting that happening in the book. So that'll be interesting. Also, probably because I've said QAnon, YouTube's probably flagged my video and it's coming down. That's it. It's the end of my channel.
We're not pro conspiracy theories. We're making fun of them, YouTube.
Yeah. Just to clarify, this is not
in case my sarcasm did not come through.
In case Big Brother's watching.
Oh, Big Brother's always watching.
The lizard people are watching.
There's always the FBI guy in your camera.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have anything interesting for him to watch, but he's there.
Nope.
All right. I am out of indie series.
Yep. I went through all of mine, I think. See if there's any hiding up top. Now I get to put them all back.
I I haven't read an issue of this one in a while, but I was reading Die.
I have not started that yet, but I've looked at it a couple of times.
I'd recommend picking up the trades and reading it. This was the 1 year anniversary cover or something.
Ooh.
For issue 1. It's
yeah, I like the whole the shape that they do on the front of all of them. I think that's really cool.
The D20. And I think every cover, or most of the regular covers, it'll have the number and the spot that it would be on the 20-sided die. So I'm assuming that means there's only going to be 20 issues for the story.
That wouldn't surprise me. That's actually really clever if they do it like that.
They've been doing 5 issues at a time, and then
what are they at now?
15 just came out.
Okay.
I've been picking them up still, but I hadn't read issue 7 or something, and so I have to go back and just read them all, and it's just been a struggle to go back that far and start doing that. But the first volume was really good, and then I think I might have picked up issue 10, forgetting that I hadn't read some of the issues before. And I was like, I don't know what's happening, but this is really good still. So I don't know. I got to do that before the next set of 5 issues comes out. There's usually a little bit
that's how I started Ice Cream Man. I just kind of picked up a random issue and I was like, oh, this is cool.
Well, I learned
they're all like this.
I learned way after the fact that I think it's self-contained stories.
Yeah, I think it's an anthology series, so every single one is its own. Which that makes it so easy. I don't have to worry about reading them out of order. I just read them as I get them.
Right, you just pick up whatever you find and read. Those are super hard to actually find, though. At least in my area.
I was I've managed to find a good amount. Not in the shops. Most of them I've gotten online and through a lot of Instagram live sales. I bought out Skeleton Key of a lot of theirs.
I was gonna say Skeleton Key. Was that? I don't think Tony.
That was me. That live sale. I was sniping all of them. I was just give it to me. Give me all the Ice Cream Man. The
Die 3rd volume came out this week.
Cool. I'll have to grab that when I go in on Wednesday. The first one, not the 3rd.
Yeah. I feel like I picked up the first one because I was I'm gonna reread to catch catch myself back up, and then I read it and then I didn't continue to catch myself up. So
because that's always helpful.
That's a task for after these.
Yeah. How far are you through it?
Saga, I am. Let's see. Oh, come on. I guess I'm at chapter 7. I haven't started it yet, though. So I'm one volume in?
Yeah. It's good. I love it so much.
It'll be good. Yeah. Thanks for coming, JT. I think we are probably wrapping up anyway.
Yeah.
So good timing.
Gotten through all of our stuff.
Catch you later.
Bye.
Well, thanks everyone who is still watching for hanging out with us and listening to us talk about indie comics.
Yeah.
Have to do this again sometime and maybe go in depth on a series or something and
for sure
give thoughts.
Do another. We only find them, so hopefully we can do Something Is Killing the Children or a department one day.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for Professor for coming. Thanks Nola. I think you're still in here. I don't know who else is still in here, but thank you all and I'll see you next time.